Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Nvida PT, and for today what I have here is a game called Darwin Project. This game was released in early access. It was developed by the Scavenger Studio and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So the developers and publishers of this game sent me out a key for this game, and I didn't really know what to expect from this game, but the only thing I knew about this game is that it was another battle royale. So I was thinking that the world is getting a lot of these games right now, and probably this market is getting saturated. So if somebody is going to make a battle royale, they needed to make something new. And actually Darwin Project is a different game than your regular battle royale. But let's start first with the settings. So I'm running the game with native resolution, with the variable settings, which I believe it uses resolution scaling, so in the end it's not your native resolution. Okay, you can personalize key bindings and stuff like that, but let's start now with the performance because it's very important and Unreal Engine 4 games usually are demanding. And so now let's take a look. So as you can see, with the low settings the game performs between 20 to 30 frames per second. It's not really the best way to enjoy the game, and with the very low settings you can expect a frame rate above 30 frames per second, which is pretty good. The low settings did drop a little bit in the end, but those stutters sometimes do happen, and it's not really a thing. That is why it doesn't even count in here, because that drop really dropped kind of to 0 frames per second, and the 1% low didn't really catch it because it was just a small drop. Okay, but as you can see, you can run this game at very low settings, your native resolution, and above 30 frames per second, which is really a good thing for a game like this. So, but let's all forget now about the technical stuff and let's talk a little bit about the game. So I told that Darwin Project it's a different battle royale, and I need to really to explain why is that. So keep in mind that Darwin Project is a battle royale, so the rules from battle royales are still applied in here. But Darwin Project features two types of games. There is a solo and there is a director's show, which I will talk a little bit later. There is also a dual mode that will get eventually added in the game later, which allows you to play with a friend of you, just like in any other battle royale game. So the visuals of this game looks a lot like Fortnite, so I was not really satisfied to see that, okay, so this guy is going for a Fortnite clone or something. No, that's not really the case. So this game essentially is a battle royale with 10 players free for all. Okay, so 10 players doesn't sound much, especially in a big map, because if we already spend a lot of time with 100 players on PUBG, imagine how much time you need to find a player in a map that only has 10 players. So this game actually doesn't have that big map like PUBG, and actually makes it very easy to find other players, because there are ways to track other players, which I will explain a little bit later. For now, what you need to know is that you can craft stuff just like Fortnite. The difference is that in Fortnite you usually craft infrastructures like houses or metal pieces and wood stuff. In this game, what you craft is exclusively for your character, and when I say this, I say that you craft perks for your axe, which makes more damage. You craft resistance to cold, which you really need in this game, which plays a big role in this game. And you craft power-ups, but you just have 3 things to collect. Basically, you can collect wood from the trees, you can collect cloth from the sofas, and you can collect technological parts, which is highlighted on the minimap and the map, which is similar to what happens in Rust. For example, the cases drop from the sky. In this case, you see something happening on the sky and you can collect those technological parts. Those technological parts gives you obviously the biggest and better perks, and so the fact that it's highlighted on the map makes that all the players will be hunting down for those parts. As you can see, this is what happens. It starts with an anomaly on the sky, and then you know that a technological or an electronic part just arrived on the map, and so all the people will try to get it. So you need to be very careful with those things. And the wooden cloth, it's just basically for regular upgrades to your character. So how is that easy to find other players? So other players can analyze the things that you put or crafted, not crafted, but they can analyze the things that you scavenger, the piece of wood that you removed, the tree that you dropped down, and by analyzing that, they will know exactly where you are for a limited time, okay? Also, the cold plays a big role because your character will get colder over time, and sometimes you need to make a fire to heat your character. Okay, so that is why you can craft stuff to build resistance to cold, so that you can, so that your character can take more time without building those fires, because building fires really attract other players, because they will see the fire and the smoke. So there are a lot of things that you can do in this game. But again, what is so different about this game overall? So it's just 10 players in a big map. So what is so different? The different thing is that this game really aims for fun, and like I said, it's very easy to find other players. Like I was telling you, they can know exactly where you are by analyzing the crafting stuff. They can know where you are by the sounds that you make. There are some highlighted stuff that appears sometimes on the screen that should give a clue to the players where the other players are. And there are houses in game. As you can see, I just analyzed the crafted stuff and I know exactly where the other guy is, which is nice. And there is also, on some houses, there is a mini-map that shows exactly where the other players are. So this game is always pushing the idea that you should know where the other players are for you to have fun. But again, there is another thing that I didn't talk to you yet, which is the director stuff. So the director show plays very big role in this game, and this might sound unfair to you, but it actually, when it's done right, it can clearly make this game a lot of fun. The director's show, it's essentially a game mode, which happens even on the regular mode, so we are now playing here against other 9 people, right? But there is a spectator in game that can change the rules of the battle. Okay, so that spectator can be connected to a Twitch account or to a mixer or any of those services, and people that are watching that stream can vote to something to happen, like for example to choose to walk down a site. As you can see, if you look to the minimap, there are some sort of hex minimap, and what happens is the director or the viewers can vote and select what place is about to close down. They can send nuclear bombs to certain parts to push some players out of that environment, and this one is the most controversial one. The director can heal a character at their choice. This happens because it was already very helpful to me, because the director one time helped me a lot and healed me a little bit. Unfortunately, I died anyway. But what happened is, on my desktop I was playing and I was trying to kill multiple players, and I did kill multiple players, and there was one player that it was just hiding around the map. So what happened is, by the end of the game, when I was just only me against that player, I had much less HP, obviously, because I was fighting other players, and the other guy was just hiding, and so the director healed me a little bit, so that the fighting between the last guy was a little bit more interesting, because that guy was a coward, and I was just a fighter, and so it was a little bit unfair to die to a guy that it was a coward. So there are a lot of stuff that can happen in this game, and if the director is a nice guy, he can clearly do some stuff. But in case he is a bastard and a shitty guy, you can vote at the end, because when you lose the game, or when you die, or when the game finishes, you can give a vote from 1 star to 5 stars to the director. And if the average is lower than 2.3 stars, the director will lose its powers for the rest of the game until it starts to be a good director again. So this game is actually very well done. It is very cheap, it runs fine, and above all, it is all fun. Also, there was a power that I saw in this video, that the director can drop down the gravity to a point that you seem that you are in the moon. So there are a lot of stuff going on with this game. And also, this game is kind of makes the players to talk between each other, because every time you are on this X environment on the minimap, you can communicate via voice chat with other players. And usually this is not like the other games where you need to press to talk. What you have is a key to open the microphone and the key to close the microphone. So basically, if you have the microphone open, you will be always talking to the players in that part of minimap, and so this might get really interesting, to be honest. So this game, it is, for me, it's not just because they sent me out a key to try this game. I actually did enjoy a lot this game, and it is actually very cheap. The game, in my opinion, shouldn't be in early access already, because despite this was released last week, all the game works. This game has a lot of stuff already. All game modes and the director's cut, all these things work. It works with Twitch, it works out of the box with the mixer, so everything just works. I don't understand why this game is on early access. I mean, the performance is good enough, everything just works, the map works, everything, all the power-ups works. I didn't found any bug on this, so I really don't understand why this game is on early access. Probably because there are more game modes and stuff that the developers want to do with this game, but for me, in my opinion, this should be sold already as a full game, because this has the content as a full game for the price they asked for it. So if you enjoy this game, just go ahead. This game really gets my approval. It is a nice battle royale. The problem is it might be a little bit complicated to fight against Fortnite, which is free, and now H1Z1, which is free. But again, this game is aimed for having fun, so if you really want to have fun, $15, which is the price of the game right now, really works for it. Okay, so guys, thank you about for watching until now. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. If you this video will play until the end of the match, so again, hope you enjoy it, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Headshot.
Manhunt target has been killed.
3 players remaining. A new electronic is available. Northeast zone is about to be forbidden. Northeast zone is now forbidden. 2 zones remaining. A new electronic is available. Rapid storm initiated.
Les deux sont partis dans l'autre zone.
A new electronic is available. Southeast zone is about to be forbidden. Gravity is back to Earth level.
Axe kill.
You are now dead. 2 players remaining.